Oh, bugger. How is it in life that you seem to be able to pick yourself up and keep carrying on, and yet other times, oh man, it gets hard. It gets so hard. You just can't seem to bounce back. You're walking along, going up a few hills and bumps, and then suddenly it just all seems too tough. Somehow we seem to forget while navigating through life that we're always going to carry some trauma and some experiences that we don't realize that we pick up along the way. Things like envy, death, risk, health, all those things change over life, and yet we don't take into account the fact that they all accumulate on us. Envy with social media, the little weights that go with that, our colleagues, our stalling in life sometimes, death of a friend, death of a family member. Sometimes even the death of a celebrity can hit us really hard, and yet at other times we can carry that weight really lightly. Life's risks that we always take every day, sometimes where a very mundane thing has blown out of all proportions, like crossing a road, and yet then sometimes we can be taking inordinate amounts of risk and getting away with things. Those things can still weigh on us and still underlyingly affect our confidence in how we carry that baggage. Even our health, as they say, your health is something that doesn't concern you until it actually matters. Sometimes even the health of a loved one or a friend who's been immensely healthy and fit and suddenly their health takes a turn can affect us, in that deep underlying way that we don't realize at the time. Unexpected events will always crop up in our lives, accidents, hiccups, life's natural disasters, life's little turns and roundabouts that we don't expect or don't plan for. We've set goals often in the opposite direction, and yet they can hit us, and at times we can just bounce around those, we can readjust and reset, and other times that weight changes. The big thing that we then suddenly do is we store all that memory. All that memory goes into our little memory box and we carry that around. And how that gets weighed over time can significantly change. Something that goes in as a tiny little pebble can come out as a boulder, and other things that can go in as a boulder can slowly over time decrease to a small pebble. Sometimes we're not even aware of how much those underlying conscious thoughts change and how they weigh our lives and also affect the things that we want to do in our future. We just simply carry on. We try and struggle on, don't even realize the weight that we're carrying. We shove those memories into our backpack of life, and we start to try and carry it, forgetting that those memories aren't fact, and we choose to believe them as facts that are carried with us at all times, growing lighter, heavier, changing shape, being demanding, sometimes burying themselves very deep inside. At times we can find it very easy to carry, other times they become this uncumbersome, wheelie burden that makes us lurch from one situation to the next without even being consciously aware of the effects that our memories are now taking place. How can we even sustain resilience anymore when we're weighed down by life's expectations and our memories that are flogging us to death? We don't want to lighten our load because we took so much effort to get there in the first place. We've made sacrifices and burned through with so many tears that if we drop those struggles, perhaps they weren't worthy in the first place. What if that means all this effort has been for nothing? How do we address that within ourselves? And the first thing to admit to yourself is, I can't change my past. All I can do is grow into my future. And the first big thing I can help with doing that is allowing myself to drop that struggle, to drop those memories that aren't serving me, because they are tied to an emotion that is slowly burying me. Allowing something to be unpacked doesn't mean it's forgotten. It just means that I'm not being emotionally bullied by it all the time, every day. My conscious self can actually move and deal with the things that are present, not the things that are in my past or possibly going to be in my future. When I'm locked in warrior mode, all I feel is I need to run at a wall to make it worthy. And yet, I can simply rest up against the wall, regain my strength, learn to unload my heavy burdens, and instead of carrying a backpack around that needs 3 people to help me stand up again, I can just stand on my own 2 feet without that mental bully that just wants to hammer me to death. Over memories I can't change, over missed opportunities, over things that are now well and truly behind me. So do the biggest thing that you can help yourself. Be brave. Start to lighten that load. Take some things out of your backpack that you've been struggling with for ages. Look at them carefully, address them, place them down, learn from them, and then stand back up. Find the direction you want to walk in and simply walk. Unburdened. At times, just surviving our present is hard enough, let alone if we're carrying every mistake, every risk we ever took, every hiccup that befell us. Teaching your mind to only pack the things that we want to take with us, items that are going to serve us in the future, memories that are going to keep us strong for the journey ahead, but only those things, not all the weight from your past. Warrior mode disengaged. Freedom awaits.